Good afternoon, everyone. Just thought I'd do a little video chat with you this afternoon. I'm back in my studio today. It's been a while. I was dealing with pneumonia for a couple of weeks, and so very grateful, so very glad to say that I've come back up here to the studio uh, to hopefully get back to work. Seems like my year has been distracted this year with real life. And first, my husband had open heart surgery, and then me with pneumonia, and of course, the chaos that's happening in the world today. So, yeah, our lives are greatly distracted. But I know that I feel my best, and I feel the best, and I'm the happiest when I'm in my studio, when I'm painting or drawing or involved in art. It's a great stress reliever. It soothes my soul, and I do encourage anybody out there to get creative in some way. I did have a student uh, comment that they just really didn't know what to draw, and I find that hard to believe, but I just thought I'd offer up some ideas of what to do. Um, there are, oh, wow, the internet has so many different ideas. There's so much information out there, materials to use, techniques, follow along demos. There's just so much out there. So if you're computer savvy, gosh, go out there and investigate and find something that piques your interests or, urges you along to draw something. Um, I will say that um, you will feel the most confidence, you will be the most successful if you draw things that you know about. I've always told my students that I could paint a good looking lighthouse, but I'm not familiar with them. I don't know anything about them. Um, but I do know barns, and I do know the land, the farmland, and I do know water. So I feel confident and I feel good, knowledgeable, and successful when I approach that subject matter. So I encourage you to do that at least. Um, Coming up with ideas. At the beginning of the year, I did come up with a list. I called it Anita's 2020 Art Challenge, and I came up with a word to inspire a work, a little visual or a drawing or something for each and every day. So I did post that on Facebook, and or I could post it again if someone's interested. Um, when I was teaching middle school art, I did have a lesson that was called Art Challenge. And I have a cup that's just full of 100 or maybe even more of ideas of what to draw. And the students, each one would select a drawing, and the rule was, you can't trade back with me, you can't trade with anybody else. What you draw is what you get, and that is your assignment. We have a tendency to want to pick things or select things that are easy or that you feel really comfortable with. And this is really a challenge because you might get something that is a challenge for you or makes you think a little bit more than what you want to. I remember a young lady, she drew her assignment and she said, Mrs. Plucker, she says, I just don't think I can do this. I just don't know what to do. And I just put my hand on her shoulder and I says, I'm sure you'll come up with something. And she struggled, and in fact, I think she even had tears in her eyes. Anyway, I was so glad to see that her drawing ended up to be one of the best in the class. It was very, very creative. And the students, recognized that and, applauded her about that. And she felt that's what was the best thing. She felt so proud of what she had done and that she had gone ahead and she had done it and she felt really good about it. And I sure hope that that little lesson carried through into the rest of her life. So, don't be afraid. Yes, pick something comfortable, easy, but also don't be afraid to a challenge. Okay, so here's your assignment for the day, okay? list 10 things the color yellow reminds you of, and then draw them. Use your entire paper. So yellow. Nice to visit with you. Hope to be back again. So have a good afternoon.